we have Ecopour. We have Christmas decoration molds. They're quite old ones, so I hope still the holographics on them still work. I think so. They may have got scratched. We'll see what they look like anyway. Yeah, we're going to do some Christmas decorations. Lots of sparkle, lots of white, and yeah, it's going to be fun. So for anyone who's not used Ecopour before, the reason I prefer it over other similar just mix it with water resin alternatives is it is so very white. Look at that. That is extremely white. Now what I'm going to do is mix it up quite thick. It's supposed to be, let's put these out of the way a minute, it's supposed to be 3 parts of water to 10 parts powder. I'm making a mess already, look. However, it's quite forgiving. You can mix it thicker, you can mix it a bit thinner. As long as it's thereabouts, you're okay. So, mixing this in here. I'm going to end up with far too much, I think, because I put the water in first. So if anybody fancies some of this Ecopour, it's from Just For You online, and the links for everything that I'll be using today will be, of course, below in the description of this video. Just click that See More button and it will drop down and you'll find more information. It's lovely stuff, and as I said, I've tried lots of other different types of resin alternatives. This one seems to be the whitest from what I've seen so far. Now of course with this stuff I don't need to worry about gloves, because this stuff isn't toxic in any way. Now I don't think that the Ecopour will pick up the holographic effect at all. But I'm hoping that the that the resin I put in will. Now, just a thought here, I'm going to put something under this edge to keep that back, and I think I'm going to do that with all of them. These are just some spare moulds I've got kicking around. Right then, so I've got some resin mixed up and it's just degassing over here. That should be fine. It's a 1-to-1, but it is a fast cure one. So we're going to be putting a little bit of resin in first, then we're going to be laying down some of these white snowflakes. I might put a tiny sprinkle of glitter as well. And I've got this hollow stars one. But I'm hoping there's going to be so much holographic-iness going on in here that it won't need, you know, it won't really need extra glitter. We'll see. So, yeah, I've got some bubbles in here, not overly worried. This stuff just, it debubbles itself beautifully. So, these now are, I'd say they're probably about, not 100% cured, but they're well on the way. It's not moving anywhere, that's the point. So we can dispense with those. And now the first thing is get a little bit of resin in here first. And the reason for this is because I want to get some resin between the little snowflakes and the mould. And push them down. It's just wanted to get a little bit of the resin underneath. Actually, that's going to be an easy way to pick them up, isn't it? Okay, so as there's now, I've put with some holographic in there too. I'm not going to be putting very much in the way of glitter, I don't think. But now we can go in and put the rest of the resin in. And I do want it to lap over and actually coat the bauble. Yes, I should probably put a final back coat to cover up the, to seal in the glitter ultimately as well. So I'm going to now sprinkle a bit of glitter on the back of these. So just bringing the resin up over the Ecopour. As you can see, it's made the Ecopour look, you know, wet. Therefore, it's not going to be quite as white as it would have otherwise have been, but it should still be pretty white. Famous last words. Right. Gonna leave them now. Like I said, we may need to back them, put another coat over just to finish, but we shall see. We may or may not need to do that. Right, back in another couple of hours or so and we'll see what we've got. Okay, it's the next morning, so this is well and truly cured. Now, I could have put another coat on the back. That probably would have been sensible because it would seal in the glitter, but I haven't because I want to see what it looks like without. Now, of course, I could dome them afterwards. And before we turn it over, I'm just going to take off any surplus where the glitter's gone over the edges. And of course, because I pulled these fairly thin, there's a little sharp edge around here, so I'm just taking that off. Let's see if we can poke that through. That's where I got a bit of the Ecopour on the top of the little knobby bit. There we go, that's popped through. So let's turn him over and see. Oh, that's quite cute. So you've got that nice matte finish at the top, and you have, yes, we've got the holographics at the bottom. Don't know if the camera's picking those up properly. No, it's possibly not, but it's picking up the glitter, so we're successfully doing a half and half, aren't we? Anyone who's wondering, these are just big nail files. I get through so many big nail files, it's crazy. I know that one's better because it's got less of the white. So I think less white is the way to go. Yeah, quite pleased with these. I'll have to get them outside so you can see the holographics. But we'll go out and do that in a moment. Okay, this is going to be tricky to do one-handed, but yes, the holographics are there, look. Isn't that pretty? Here's the next one. I rather like these. So I will get my Cricut machine on the go and we'll cut some vinyl graphics out. You could use stickers or anything, of course. And I'll just show you the finished items. This is the Cricut Maker 3. And let's just watch closely what it does. Now I line my images up neatly across the top because then it's going to be as economical on vinyl usage as possible. So it's cutting away there. As you can see, some of the cuts, the initial cuts are already appearing. There we are. So here we are. I don't know if you can see there, the cuts. Now, the first thing I tend to do is trim away the excess. And the easiest way I find to do that is to get a scalpel. Now, don't forget these mats, they're made for cutting on. So they really don't mind if you take a scalpel to them any more than they do if you're cutting machines on there. They're a bit like self-healing mats. I don't know if they do self-heal. They might do. But I cut away the surplus. Now, doing it in this order, rather than cutting a strip and hoping for the best, and then putting it through your Cricut machine, I find this means that you get less waste. Now, the other tip is to turn your mat over, oops, and to peel your vinyl away from the mat like this. It curls up less and makes what you've got left a lot more usable later. So your next stage is to get a weeding tool. Now I suggest use a proper weeding tool. This is a Cricut one, but you can get various cheaper brands as well. But I've tried economising with various things like toothpicks, with pins, scissor tips, scalpels. Honestly, false economy, and these aren't expensive anyway. A lot of starter kits come with them. So yeah, a proper actual weeding tool is definitely the way to go. And then peel it back like that. Get it started and then peel it back like that. Notice we're still on our mat. It makes the weeding a lot easier. And if once you get it going, you roll it right back on itself like this. A lot of the bits that you want to come away, just do. And obviously there's some little extra bits to pull out still in there, but that's got the majority of it away. Now every so often you'll see, like I had happen here, there's a bit that doesn't want to play, but you can just get the tip of your weeding tool and gently hold it down, and away you go again. Now, of course, the other thing you've got now, if you wanted to stick this onto a piece of something so that you could reuse it, you've got a stencil there, haven't you? Isn't that nice? Anyway, you don't want to stand and watch me doing this all day, do you? So I'll whisk to the end, and then I'll show you how we do the transfer tape thing. Next is our transfer tape. Now, I do use the Cricut one, or HTV ones. I've got quite a lot of their stuff as well. Now, don't forget you can reuse this. So I'm cutting a piece that is about the right size. But I won't worry if it's a bit too big, because it's not going to go to waste. This is a piece that I will use over and over again. In fact, I could have just cut the size for one of these if I really wanted to. That would have worked too. Is you pull away. In fact, I'm going to cut this into the 4 small pieces. There we go. It will be easier, won't it? Notice we're still working on the sticky mat. I'm getting in a mess because I'm trying to keep this in shot and I keep sticking things to the sticky mat. I didn't mean to stick to the sticky mat, but never mind. So we're going to pull away the backing film. And there's a bit of an art form to this. It's like getting the back off stickers. It drives you crazy. And then basically you pick up your design like so. Now if you're not going to be using them for a little bit, well, this is where your roller can come back in, by the way. If you're not going to be using them for a little bit, of course what you can do is either keep them on here, or you can pop them onto the bits that you've taken off. Like so. Now I'm going to do the first 2 and then we can reuse these bits, you see. So I need to cut the 4 squares, but I'll save those for later. Not a problem. I find this very good, but you could probably get away with using the back of a spoon or anything like that. Okay, and there we go. Simple as that. Hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and let me know if there's more little tips and hints that you'd like to see on these sort of lines. What sort of things would be useful to you? So let me know. Thanks folks. Bye.